Welcome back, everybody, to my retirement special for Pat Sajak. And we're going to play one more NES game, and that is Hollywood Squares. Let's see how it goes, shall we? Meat that hasn't been properly covered and left in the freezer may get white patches on the surface known as freezer burn. Is it still safe to serve it to guests? Sure, just pass it off as fish. Yes. According to ancient legend, the griffin was a creature with the head of an eagle and the body of a what? Merv. Horse. You fool! According to the Old Testament, Adam and Eve were the world's first clothes. Who made them? No one knows. They're hand-me-downs. They made them themselves. It's called daytime sleepiness, and it causes children to fall asleep in school or almost any time. What is the most common cause of daytime sleepiness? Hollywood Squares. Boring teachers. True or false? When buying fresh fish, the best way to tell if it is fresh is to stare into its eyes. If it is really fresh, it'll wink back at you. False. Kayat, Kwanzaa, Kip, Taka, Seoul, and Lek are what? Stupid names? Types of Japanese bonsai. Different border currencies. Do some deer bark? Yes, they're watch deer. They bark when they make love. They bark when they're scared. According to Consumer Reports, the best ones in 1936 were Shelvador, Adjusto Shelf, and Norge. What were they? Swedish lovers? Refrigerators. Why doesn't a hippopotamus get water up his nose when he's underwater? What water would want to go up there? They only sail underwater. In the Bible, what rides in on a horse that is very pale? The Lone Ranger. Salvation. In China, when does your host know you've had enough to eat? When rice was coming out of your ears, you push the plate away. Leading exercise experts agree. Before beginning a serious exercise program, the first thing you should always do is what? Up your life insurance. Consult your doctor. In the Disney classic Sleeping Beauty, she wakes up after the prince kisses her. Does she say anything? How was it for you? Thank you. No, it never says a word. Eat one more. Can you get lead poisoning for being pricked with a pencil? Only if the pencil shot out Clint Eastwood's .357 Magnum. Yes. According to the World Book, what does a firefly use its light for? So he won't trip when he gets up to go to the bathroom. For warmth. He was a popular figure in the early days of TV in his blonde curls and pink tights. Who was he? I think it was either Merv Griffin or Bishop Sheen. Pinky Lee. According to the World Book, why did the ancient Egyptians bury their dolls? Because they all cried mummy to play house with. Hank Aaron is number 1 on the all-time list, and Babe Ruth is second. Who is the third greatest home run hitter of all time? Warren Beatty? Mickey Mantle? such things as celery necklaces, raw fish, chili peppers, oysters, ice cream, and Tabasco to get rid of a what? Mother-in-law. That was a good one. Hangover, but according to the FDA, there's still no cure. You are having floating problems with floaters. According to the family doctor, who did you see? An eye doctor, a foot doctor, or a psychiatrist? A plumber. A psychiatrist. No, an eye doctor. According to Pediatrics Magazine, what's the best method for putting an end to a child sucking his thumb? Wrap spinach around it. Have him wear gloves. In the comics and toy world, what is the name of He-Man's beautiful and fabulously developed twin sister? Maria Shriver. Barbarella. Is there a difference between a rabbit and a hare? Yes, very few men lose a rabbit. No. Yes, rabbits and hares have shorter ears. Oh! What famous movie star once sang a very sultry version of Happy Birthday to President John F. Kennedy, and may this bluff answer rest in peace? Pee Wee Herman! Marilyn Monroe, I agree. Which scientist would most likely have a laboratory filled with schist? Sloppy one. A biologist. Geologist. Madame Marie Curie was the first woman ever to win it. What? The Miss Radium pageant. A scholarship to Harvard. Nobel Prize. Webster's dictionary defines it as an automatic apparatus that ordinarily performs human functions and operates off what appears to be almost human intelligence. What? Cashier at 7-Eleven. Computer. Robot. When you go by Buckingham Palace in London, there's a pretty easy way to tell if Queen Elizabeth is at home. How? Call the palace to see if her answering machine is on. The front gates are closed. The flag is flying. According to the National Ski Areas Association, only 2.5 of every 1,000 skiers are what? Illegal aliens, injured while skiing. When storing wine, why should you always lay it on its side? So it can rest before dinner, so the cork doesn't dry out. You fool! Folk medicine tells us that eating 15 raw almonds very quickly is a good way to get rid of something. What? 15 raw almonds. I In a British restaurant, what should you expect to get when you ask for a banger? The phone number of the local hitman. Ale. Sausage. Fried sausage. Why do pigeons bob their heads around when they walk? They can dance better than they fly. It helps them keep their balance. According to the Wall Street Journal, are there any game shows on Soviet television? Sure, there's Wheel of Misfortune and of course Jeopardy. Yes. According to Working Mother magazine, do the majority of parents expect something in return for giving their kid an allowance? You mean like not turning into a mass murderer? Yes. Sociologist in USA Today refers to it as a universal human practice in which people cement human bonds. It's not marriage. What is it? A hot tub party. According to legend, the Flying Dutchman had to sail around the world for eternity until he found what? The list of groceries his wife set about to get? A wife would sacrifice. True or false? Swedish scientists have come up with a birth control device that goes in the nose. I know the Swedes are kinky, but that's ridiculous. True. You fool! Out of most traditional official Chinese meal, what's the very last thing you should get? Diarrhea. The check? Soup. According to Good Housekeeping magazine, what do most women say is their favorite remedy for curing the common cold? Chicken soup, of course. Over-the-counter cold remedies. According to USA Today, in the first half of 1986 alone, it happened more than 39,000 times in New York City. What? Guy from Des Moines about the Brooklyn Bridge. A car was stolen. Toward the end of World War II, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, and Joseph Stalin met several times. What famous nickname did they earn? Huffer, Puffer, and Tuffer. The Peacemakers. You fool! The Big Three. 98% of them are grown in California. Foreign main ones are named Mission, Saviano, Escalano, and Manzanillo. What are they? Cardinal, multiple, and sons. Great. Oh,